This is a limited series powered by the Work Defined Podcast Network. What is going on? This is Ryan Leary from Work Defined. Have you ever wondered what really goes down behind the cubicles? This is Workplace Misconduct, the limited series based on Fama's 9 to 5 Nightmares podcast, where workplace misconduct gets unpacked. Raw stories, real consequences, and frankly, lessons we all need to hear. This series is brought to you by Fama, helping companies screen for misconduct before it's a headline. Check them out at fama.io.
This is William Tincup and Ryan Leary, and we are broadcasting from Fama's booth at HR Tech. We got Jason on. We're going to learn a little bit about his business. So, Jason, do us a favor. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, to the both of you, I'm huge fans. So thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We're fans of what you're doing, by the way.
Very first time I'm doing this this broadcast. So I'm an old veteran here of HR Tech, and this is my 8th show here, third company.
Yes.
So I founded a company that's just displaying right behind you called Daily Pay. About 8 years ago in my basement. Somehow,
Which is amazing.
Who would have thunk that people who don't have any money need money?
Turns out, earned wage.
So we created that category called Earned Wage Access.
That's a thing.
Actually, to be fair, it was myself, my dog, and my partner. So
fair enough.
We launched that in our basement.
Fair enough.
And we ran that company for about 7 years before we exited it to an investor group who's doing a great job with the company now. And then we started a new company called Salt Labs, which is another HR technology company that's really trying to reinvent how we think about employee rewards and motivating folks. Almost creating a worker loyalty program, kind of like frequent flyer miles for working as an hourly worker. We love it. Lots of companies are using it, but we were kind of 12 to 18 months into operating the business, and then Chime Financial came along and said, we'd love to acquire the company. So we sold it for a couple hundred, and now I run a business unit at Chime called Chime Enterprise. And this HR technology conference in 2025 is our debut as Chime to the enterprise market. And we are all about financial wellness, financial progress for every single employee in the workforce. So that's kind of what I'm doing here.
Oh my God, that's genius. Well, it's genius for both parties. Chime, because everyone knows them on the B2C side of things. Yeah. And for them to have an enterprise play, it's genius. And instead of, could they build it? Well, yeah, kind of, I guess. But to acquire the talent and somebody that's done it before, genius move.
Well, they're smart people, and we're thrilled to join their team.
Very, very smart. Very, very, very smart. All right, so what we're trying to unearth here is employees or candidates behaving badly. Stories in the past of where you may have worked or stories you've heard, etc., hypotheticals. So what's your kind of go-to story?
Well, look, let me maybe take this from an employee standpoint, not necessarily a candidate standpoint.
Right.
It's good.
Which is, and it was not one single incident. This actually happened at one of my clients. It was a client who actually told me this, which is they just started noticing just very, very, very small imbalances in the register. Just very small balance. They were in fast food business, selling amazing fried seafood. And what happened was
$5 off.
Just $3 here, $4 here, $5. This now persisted for 2 years.
That adds up.
They could never put their finger on what was actually going on. Finally, they installed security cameras and whatnot, and they said, wait a minute, this is only happening at the end of the month.
Could they get it down to the employee?
They said it was widespread.
It was widespread.
It was first of all one employee.
Oh my God!
Then it became 3 employees. Then it became 10 employees.
Yeah. This is multi-chain franchise.
Everything.
Okay.
And it was at the end of the month because that's when bills were due.
100%. It was because what they figured out was it's rent.
Yeah.
It's rent time.
Yeah.
And folks were kind of going in to take their shortfalls out.
More.
And so, look, do I think that was profoundly inappropriate? It was. Look, it's either that or you ain't going to eat or you're not going to pay rent for you and your family.
Right.
It's understandable. Two things can be true at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing, but it's certainly understandable. But that's what comes to my mind when I hear about activity that is just so widespread, and you don't think it hurts anyone, but all those things sort of add up.
It's a victimless crime.
And we're
not
all,
really.
We're all paying a lot more for seafood now because
Right. Because the company's got to recoup that loss.
100%.
Yeah.
The toothpaste has to go somewhere.
But
100%.
you can understand it. You
Yes.
can make the correlation and say, I can empathize with that.
Right.
People are in different situations.
Well, and again, if you know it, again, that kind of gets back to some of the things you've done in your past and understanding financial wellness and understanding the employee and their needs to then be able to say, okay, totally get it. Here's how we save. Here's how we get the literacy up around financial wellness so that doesn't even become a thing that they even think about.
Well, now let me give you one that's totally off subject.
All right.
Because you asked a provocative question, which is, but it demonstrates the zeal with which sometimes young people approach their job. I had a person who worked at one of my companies who just loved what we did, just absolutely loved it, loved meeting with clients, loved doing our business, loved trying to win. Loved it a little bit too much, where one night he's out on a Thursday night, drinking a little bit too much, makes a drunk dial.
Oh, yeah.
Calls the buyer.
This is happening.
At 1 a.m.
Oh.
I'm not going to... Names have been completely replaced.
100%.
And says, Sally, what do you think about that email I sent you?
Boy.
Earlier today. She said, John is not his name. John, it's one. We'll come back to you. It's not really appropriate.
Yeah.
You have to use our product.
It's
the best product.
Still trying to close.
Trying to close at 1 a.m., stumbling out of an Irish pub. And for your listeners, this was very early days. But look, sometimes these things kind of slip through the cracks.
Well, that's the excitement. And again, some of that comes down to training. It's like young people coming out of college. Who's teaching them decorum and what you can and can't do? Like, hey, that's your friends.
Some things you think are common sense.
Oh, yes.
But,
yes. Or leave your phone at home. You're going to go out, leave 100%. Your phone at home.
Well, the burning question, did he close the sale?
No, absolutely not. And look, all kidding aside.
And you got feedback.
It was because of it. I had to go fly down there, and we did all the right things that we could do.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we just weren't the right partner.
Right.
And, for me, that's a great lesson about internally how to manage a team, which is sometimes, in these environments that we've been in where you're growing so quickly.
Right.
It's all about growth. Sometimes one slips through the cracks. But, we're in an environment now where things have actually, receded a little bit. We can make better decisions. We can use better technology to try to go find the right people.
100%. Would you have done anything differently? Let's do the last story first. Is there anything that you had done differently with, now knowing what you know, is there anything that you had done differently with that employee?
Look, it's hard to say because you look back and, of course, there are some obvious things that stick out. Training.
Right.
Onboarding. Teaching, frankly, a decorum or a professionalism that comes with representing yourself in the enterprise environment.
Right.
With that said, it's hard to say that because we were a Series B company flying by the seat of our pants with very little money, very little funding, and you're just trying to scotch tape the whole thing together.
Right.
We were not DailyPay wound up being a $2 billion enterprise. We were we were a fraction of that when this thing had happened.
Right.
And so, would I do it over again? Absolutely. You can say that today, but certainly at the time, it was a very difficult decision to spend any dollars on things like that.
Right.
In hindsight, though, you realize these things, it could have been so much worse. You got to make the right decision.
Oh, yeah. So, last question from me. What are you trying to get out of HR Tech? What do you want to leave with?
Well, look, the very first thing is, I'm sure, as folks have probably told you, this is like family for a lot of us. We come back, it's a reunion, but without all the annoying cousins. And so this is a fun event that we come to. And look, this community is an amazing community. I mean, it's really, if you make the investment, that investment will come back to you just in multitudes.
100%.
But what we're trying to get across here is, hey, we're here. This is our inaugural debut. We chose this show to be our first time that we are talking about Chime is now in the B2B business. We are investing deeply in wellness. We're going to let you as an employer use our brand,
Smart.
something that we've invested in, billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to build a brand that employees know and they love. You use that.
And they
use
trust.
that to roll out. Yeah, for HR folks, you use that, roll that out. The biggest challenge HR folks have today is rolling programs out. There's no resources.
That's right.
Teams are smaller. They're being asked to do a lot more with a lot less.
That's right.
So don't worry about that. Your employees are already using our product.
Yeah.
We'll just communicate it directly to them. And that's really something unique
genius.
that we're doing here and that we hope employers find valuable.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
It's similar to like an Upwork or something like that,
Yeah.
where people know their brand.
That's
they
right.
knew who they were. Now let us communicate
That's
that.
exactly
to
right.
I remember the first time I saw Google
Oh,
at a
yeah.
show. It was in Europe.
That was hilarious.
And literally I went by the booth. I'm like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows you.
Yeah.
They're like, nobody. And they're like, we've been warned against you. We understand what you're about.
That's
No,
amazing.
no, they basically said, everyone knows us, but they don't know us.
Right.
And that's why we're here.
That's right.
It's like to get them to understand that we actually have some enterprise solutions that we care about, and because they know of us at this one thing, and so it made sense. Totally made sense. Buddy, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank
spending
you for
time
having
with us.
me. We appreciate it. We're thankful. Don't forget about Chime. We're more than just a card that you see in the NBA Finals, or you hear Shabuzi rapping about.
That's right.
By the way, listen carefully to the next Shabuzi jam.
Okay.
You'll
It's in
hear
there.
it.
It's there.
You'll hear it.
I love it.
Thanks, guys. We love you.
Have a great show.